a headache like all day today.
Do you want ibuprofen or anything?
I took a 800 milligram ibuprofen. I took Tylenol.
And it's not going away?
It's just not going away. Yeah.
Aww. Is it like a migraine then?
Yeah, I think so.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. I get them every once in a while. It's like always like right behind my eyes. And sometimes I can kind of shake them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's like just doing like the right combination of alternating medication and having caffeine or what, but sometimes I get like really sick. Today is just like really annoying.
Because it just won't go away.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Do they usually last a long time?
I don't know. I could like usually I will feel them coming on at some point, and I'm like, I'm gonna, it's kind of like a really like dull pain that starts, and then eventually it just kind of like goes away. But I would say like probably, I normally wake up with them at some point. So usually by, I think in the afternoon usually they start to kind of go away. This one's just kind of lingering around, but I'm not like sick, so
yeah,
that's good at least.
Do they ever make you nauseous?
Oh yeah, sometimes I like can't do anything. I just have to like lay down, and then the only thing that feels good is like a cold pack, and like I said, it's like usually like behind my eyes. So
do the lights bother you? Does that make it worse?
No.
Are you sure?
Yeah, it's fine. I could probably just keep my eyes closed anyway.
I can see. Oh no, if it does, definitely.
No. You can leave mine.
Okay.
It's okay.
I was gonna say I can still see. It's daytime.
No, it's okay. You can leave mine. But yeah, like I'll put like an ice pack or something just like on my eyes, and that usually is like one of like the only things that really feels good. And like just lay down and do that, and that feels like pretty good. It's just really hard to do that with kids and work, and it's like, oh, we got to pack to leave, and but yeah, it was when we went up north over the 4th. We got everything like packed up, and then the next morning it was like, okay, we'll do some final packing, and then load the car and hit the road. And I was trying to get the car packed up. My wife was trying to watch both the kids, and it's just so hard, like juggling both kids now.
Especially because Elliot's, what is he? He's almost 6 months.
He's almost 6 months now. Yeah, but it's like, well, he needs to be changed. Then, our daughter needs to help go into the bathroom. Then he needs to eat, and then she wants a snack or something, and it was like this constant kind of like back and forth almost.
Yeah, always something.
Where she was trying to juggle both of them, and I just kept having to take breaks to help, and it just made it like a really long process to get the car loaded and kind of finish up packing stuff. So like today, we both took the day off. So okay, let's get everything packed up and get stuff loaded in the car today. And then I was like, she kept talking about like she just wanted to like buzz my hair off, and I was like,
your wife said that, or
yeah,
okay,
and I was like, yeah, I don't care, I'll let you do it. It's hair, it'll grow back. Like, if you really want to, you can buzz my hair. And then I can't remember when it was, like Monday or something. She was like, no, I don't want to do that. I'm like, okay, well now I'll text to see if I can get a haircut on short notice.
No, I felt bad. I was working. I was doing nails, and you had text me, And then I'm like, alright, I'll text him right back. And then I did something where you can pin, which I guess it's a thing, but I never knew about it. You can pin the people that you talk to the most for your text. Yeah. So when I get the new ones that come through, once because I like whatever came down, cleared it, and I was working, you can't see all the new ones. You have to scroll down.
Oh yeah.
And my heart dropped. I'm like, oh, I forgot to text back Carl.
Well, I'm glad you did. You usually get me in on short notice, so
oh yeah,
I always appreciate that.
No problem.
But I was like, okay, well now I was gonna text you earlier, like over the weekend, and then she was like, no, I'll buzz your hair. I want to buzz your hair. I'm like, okay, no problem. And then she didn't want to do it. I was like, okay.
Hey, if she ever wants to do it and is feeling like, she wants to play barbershop with you, you guys can come here and she can use my stuff. No problem.
I can't remember what it was. We were watching something, or she saw a clip of something somewhere, and I think she kept seeing people with like buzzed haircuts. Mm-hmm. And she's like, that actually looks good. She's like, maybe you could look good with just like a buzzed head. I'm like, I don't know. Maybe. Yeah, you don't really, you're like, it'll grow back, it's no big deal. Yeah, that's kind of how I feel about it. I'm less attached to it. Though.
Which is wild because, so the first time I cut your hair after the pandemic kind of subsided.
Yeah.
You went how long without a haircut?
It was almost 2 years. It was like 22 months or something like that.
It was to your shoulders, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, we should have did a video for that one. I don't remember if we did or not, actually.
You might have taken a picture, maybe.
I definitely did that, yeah. I don't know if I still have it, though. Yeah. That was a crazy change. It might be on my Instagram. I'll have to search through, like, previous stories.
Yeah, I just started... Yeah, when COVID happened and everything, I was like, yeah, I can grow my hair out. Mm-hmm. I can go a few months without a haircut, and then it just never stopped. And I was like, okay, you know what? The longest I've ever gone, like previously, was almost a year. I think it was like around like 11 months or so. And I was like, I'll beat that. I'll go like a full year.
Yeah.
And then a year went by. And I was like, oh,
keep going.
Shoot, like this thing just will not end. And somebody I worked with when I lived in Arizona, it was actually my boss when I lived in Arizona. Her husband, he said something to me like, you're not a real man if you haven't had your hair in a ponytail at least once in your life. And I thought, okay, I'll put my hair in a ponytail. Then I can say...
I've never heard that before.
He's the only person I've ever heard say it. And I thought, okay, I'll go for it. And then, my wife had gotten pregnant. And I was like, I already knew that I would cut my hair before our daughter was born. So I was like kind of already planning on it, but then it just got to the point where I'm like, I literally cannot take it anymore. And I was like, okay, I gotta track down Jessica.
I'm so glad you did.
Well, that's the thing. I'm a little bit like less attached to my hair. When I was a lot younger, I'm still this way a little bit. When I was younger, a friend of mine who I went to high school with, his mom owned a salon. And she's like the only person I would go get a haircut from. Because I knew she wouldn't mess it up and I would get a good haircut. And so, when I lived in Arizona, I would wait until I came back to Michigan to visit to get a haircut. So that's why, like the first time I had let my hair grow for like almost a year, was because it had been almost a year since I came home to visit. So like it's like one of those things like you know, you find somebody who gives you a good haircut.
You don't gotta worry about it.
You don't have to worry about it. You trust them. Like, they know what to do, and it just makes it so much easier. You don't have to stress, and then, you know, your hair always looks good. So I wouldn't want to go get my hair cut by somebody else, but like, if my wife wanted to buzz my hair one time,
right, that's whatever.
It would grow back in a month, and that wouldn't be like that big of a deal.
But yeah, like I said, if she's ever be like, Jessica already said, just come over, give me a heads up. I'll be like, go ahead, have at it.
I like going like super short. The one thing I won't do is like go bald. Mm-hmm. Like, I like it super short. I like, you know, it.
Yeah, I go as short as I can with my.
Yeah, I like it, you know, to the skin on a fade. Mm-hmm. But I would never go like straight razor bald. My whole head.
Yeah.
I don't want to do again. I used to do that when I was younger. Like,
did you?
Yeah, my brother and I, we did swim team and stuff. And so instead of like wearing like a swim cap or something,
yeah,
to make us, you know, faster or whatever.
Did it work?
I don't know. I really don't know. You're looking for like tenths of seconds maybe.
Sure.
Because maybe that could make a difference when we were doing it when we were like, you know, from like elementary school to high school.
Oh wow! You did it for a long time.
Yeah, it's not as big of a deal.
Were you a pretty good swimmer?
Yeah. I don't know if this is true or not. This is what my mom told me. So, when I was a baby, I had gotten strep or something, and I had a really high fever for days, and then they finally took me to the doctor, and I wound up with like scarlet fever or something, and from there I had like developed a heart murmur, and at the time the doctor recommended swimming because it's good exercise. And so
when you how old were you as a baby? Like,
I don't,
a couple of years or like a couple months?
I don't know then. I know that when we started swim lessons, I was like either 2 or 3.
Okay.
And my brother and I, so we started swim lessons when we were 2 or 3, and we would do swim lessons like all summer basically. And so by the time we had reached like 1st or 2nd grade, we had already gone through like the highest level of swim lessons. And so we would spend all summers just like in like the highest level of swim lessons. And then it was at, the swim lessons were at a community college that was, you know, up north. And somebody, I think it might have been like the coach of like the swim team or something, saw us swimming there, and they were looking for like young kids who can swim, because I think you could start, I don't know if they had, I can't remember if they had under 8 class of swimmers, or if you had to be 8 years old. I don't know, there was something like that. So as soon as we could join, they were recruiting us to join. And we were good when we were younger, because when we were that young, there weren't other kids who could swim as good as us. So I remember like we went, like the end of like our first year swimming, we went to you know, some state competition or something like that, and I got first place out of however many kids.
Wow.
From across the state, which was pretty cool.
You don't forget that one, that's for sure.
No, that was pretty cool. But then as we got older, everybody kind of started to catch up to us.
Yeah.
And
you got humbled a little bit.
Well, yeah, the other thing too is I feel like we would go to competitions and like we would medal. I never got first in anything ever again. That's like the only time I think I ever got first place in something. like especially like a tournament like that.
Mm-hmm.
But we would have like normal swim meets, so we would win. You know, we would win on like normal swim meets, but like the big competitions that we would go to throughout the year with like people from across the state was different. And when you would go to those, especially when we got older, you would see like, okay, these kids are like actual swimmers.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, even when you
personal trainers.
Yeah, when like you watch the Olympics now, it's like very clear to me like there's also certain body types that are like really good for swimming. People who are like tall and long, especially if they're like strong enough, just have like long strides.
Yeah, just like basketball players are typically.
Yeah, and I'm not, so, you know, I'm not very tall, so it was, yeah, a little bit harder when you're, you know, under 6 feet and you're going against people who are all above 6 feet.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're gonna reach the wall before you will. Even if you can swim almost as fast as them, it takes them less time to get from one end to another, and they can outreach you too for the wall. So it made it a lot harder. So when we got to high school, I kind of was like, the writing was on the wall for me, and I was like, okay, I think
Your
I'm about
Olympic
done.
dreams were.
Yeah, I was like, okay. Everybody, yeah, like kind of caught up to us a bit, and it was like, it was also all summer. It's like, okay, I'm spending a lot of my summer doing swim team stuff when I'd rather be hanging out with my friends or doing something else. Like we had friends who were on like the swim team, but like our friends from school, not a lot of them did swim team.
Mm-hmm.
There was only like maybe a couple people.
Was that the only sport that you did in high school?
Oh no, we were in different sports every season.
Because I feel like swimming, well, you said it's all summer, but I feel like it's almost like lacrosse. Like, it's not that long of a season.
Yeah.
Well, I guess it was.
I think it depends too, like where you swim.
Mm-hmm.
Because at the time, there weren't, you know, where we're from, there weren't like, whatever regulations, you know, swimming pool sizes. So all our swim meets that were local were at the community college. And so I feel like now you go places like there's tons of high schools that have Olympic size swimming pools where the high school is. And they have their, you know, home meets right at the high school. For us, like it wasn't even like a high school team. It was like any, you know, kid from like any school. It was like, but yeah, I mean, our parents kept us busy. That was like a big thing, was keeping us busy. So we did like every sport.
So you didn't get involved with the bad kids?
Yeah, I mean,
the hooligans.
I think when you're a kid, you find a way to get into trouble anyway.
Yeah,
but,
that's true, but probably not as much. I find that kids that are in a lot of activities like that, when you have other adults to look up to and are kind of like parental figures in your life, like coaches and teachers.
Yeah.
That's good for kids.
Yeah, I do think it helped because you never had time to do anything else.
You
always
don't.
Going, it was, yeah, like practicing games, like every day of the week was filled, so there wasn't very many days off for that. But it was, yeah, we were just always into sports. It's like.
And you were up north, right?
Yeah.
Where there wasn't really much else going on, I'm sure.
Yeah.
What would be like a typical Friday, Saturday night in your high school?
Oh my gosh.
With your friends?
Boy. I don't even know. I mean, when I got to high school was like a little bit different. You know, once I turned like, 16 or so, it was a little bit different. It was like,
Once you get a car.
Yeah, it was like Friday night football games, and then after the football game, sometimes like somebody would have a party somewhere, or if the weather was still nice enough, we would go outside or, you know, go camping somewhere. And then we didn't get into like too much trouble, but like, you know, every once in a while somebody would steal something from their parents' fridge or, you know, cabinet or something like that.
Bring it back with a bunch of water in it.
Yeah, we did that a few times. Try to refill it.
Remember the Boone's Farms days?
Oh yeah, we did all that stuff too. Once I had gotten to college, I was at least like exposed to some of that stuff.
How many kids were in here? I remember you saying this before. It's a very low number. Like your graduating class, how many?
It was in the 30s. I think it was like 32 or maybe 33. It was something like that.
Yeah, so your whole high school had what, 100 kids in it?
It was really low, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it was really low like that. And actually that you know, the high school that I went to, it closed.
Did it?
Yeah.
All the kids, there's no more kids in the town.
This year, I think it was this year or last year, they just didn't have any more money, and I don't know, they said like there was issues with people like paying the tuition and stuff like that, so.
Was it private?
Yep, it was a private school.
Like a private school, or was it like a religious school?
Oh, it was a Catholic school.
Oh.
But you still had to pay tuition.
Was it co-ed?
Yep. We weren't raised Catholic, so like anybody who was like Catholic and part of a Catholic church in our hometown, they didn't have to pay as much tuition.
That's usually how it goes.
Yeah, so since we weren't associated with any of the Catholic churches in town, my parents had to pay more in tuition. They got less help. The long short of it is I just think that there weren't enough kids in the school. When I started going there, in 7th grade.
Did you go to a public school previous to that?
No.
Or always private?
Always private.
Always Catholic private?
No, there was a Lutheran elementary school.
Was there a big difference with the Lutheran and the...
No, not really. It's, you know, some difference, but not like huge. But like when we moved to the Catholic school in 7th grade, and the graduating class the year I moved there had 4 kids in it. And so it was very, very small. But then they got a big surge.
And you still remember all their names, right?
I know 2 of them.
Okay.
I know 2 of them. 2 of their names. But I don't remember the other 2.
I'm sorry, okay. You said there was a big surge.
There was just like a big surge in enrollment. Like my brother's class, who was a year ahead of me, he had about 30 kids in his class, and then there was 30 kids in, you know, my class, and then the class behind me had 30 kids in it. And then after that like surge, it just went like right back down where they had, you know, another graduating class of like 4 kids, and then the class sizes kept getting smaller and smaller.
So were you one of the biggest classes at 30-something?
Yeah. I think the one behind us might have been bigger. They might have had like 34 or something. But
How many people were in your town?
Oh, gosh. It was somewhere between like 6,000 and 8,000. It's like total tourist town now.
Where at?
It's Manistee.
Manistee.
I've
heard of that. I just don't know. All right, show me your hand. Where is it?
It's like right at like the top knuckle here on the pinky.
Okay, so you're west. I do remember you saying
it's like
west.
Right. It's like an hour south of Traverse City, and like just north of Ludington.
Yeah, when I was younger, Ludington was like a ghost town, just the cutest, tiniest little quaint town with an ice cream parlor and one restaurant. And now
Ludington's pretty massive now.
it is such a tourist trap. It's kind of sad what happened to it.
Well, Ludington did the opposite of what Manistee did, and Manistee said no to a lot of businesses for a long time coming in there, and Ludington invited all of those businesses.
He said, "Show me the money."
And so Ludington kind of grew really, really fast, and now it's changed where Manistee is fully made the transformation to full tourist town.
Okay, I've heard it. I don't think I've been there.
We went up there over the 4th, and you hardly recognize anybody up there anymore.
Wow.
And it's just full of...
Your family's still there?
Yeah, my parents still live up there.
Is it your childhood home?
No.
Ish?
Ish. It's same property.